Hello everyone. This is the third video in a series of videos going over how to program using the Arduino. In this video, we will be going over the serial monitor. The serial monitor allows us to print information from our program onto our computer. It is especially useful for troubleshooting or debugging our code. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to open up a new sketch, save it, and create our documentation like always. And again, just quickly write out who it's created by, the date created, and a quick blurb about what the program is meant to do. So in this program, we're going to show you how to use the serial monitor. So in order to use the serial monitor, we first need to go into void setup and type in the line of code serial.begin 9600. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about what this line of code means. All I'm going to tell you is that we need this line of code in order to use the serial monitor. I'm going to write out a comment to reflect that. So we need this to use the serial monitor. Anytime you want to use the serial monitor, we need this. And then in our void loop, we're going to go ahead and use the command serial.print. And then inside of these parentheses, we're going to put in whatever information we want to be printed on the serial monitor. So for this example, I'm going to be typing out some text, which is going to be in between two quotation marks. So I'm going to type out some text here. And again, add a comment just to say what this line of code is doing. So print this text on the serial monitor. And then just like last time, in order to make sure the code's not running too quickly, we're going to add a delay. So we're going to delay the code for 1000 milliseconds, or just 1 second. And we'll go ahead and upload this to our Arduino. And while that's compiling and uploading, I want to draw your attention to the top right portion of the Arduino sketch window. And over here where I'm hovering my mouse, you'll see this little box. And that box denotes the serial monitor. So when we click on that box, it's going to open up the serial monitor so we can see what values are being printed. Okay, so our code is finished uploading to the Arduino. Let's go ahead and open up the serial monitor. And we can see that it's printing out that text that we wanted it to print. But you'll notice that it's printing it over and over again on the same line. So what we can do is we can go ahead and we can change this line of code serial.print to serial.println. And when we do that, it's now going to print what we want to print each time on its own separate line. Okay, and now when we open up the serial monitor, we can see that it's printing that text, but now it's printing it on its own line. Now what's really nice about the serial monitor is that we don't have to predefine something that we want to print. Rather, we can define a variable and have it print whatever the value of that variable is. So above void setup, I'm going to define a new integer variable x, and at least initially I'm going to set it to the value 0, and this is going to be a variable we're going to print. So I'm going to write a comment, define an integer variable to be printed. And then now, instead of printing this text, I'm simply going to print the value of x. So I'm going to say print x on the serial monitor. And then within the loop, within the loop, I'm going to change the value of x. I'm going to increase the value of x by 1. I'll do that by the line of code x equals x plus 1. So increase the value of x by 1. And we'll go ahead and upload this to the Arduino. And now when we open up the serial monitor, we see it printing 0 and then 1, 2, 3, and so forth, just like we expect. So again, the serial monitor is something that's very useful for debugging or troubleshooting our code. It's going to allow us to print different variables from our code so that we can see what values they're taking. Generally, we're going to expect those variables to take specific values. And if they're not taking those values, we'll be able to print them on the serial monitor and see that that's the case and try and understand what problems are going on in our code. So this has been the third video in a series of videos going over how to program using the Arduino. I hope you found this video useful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.